Oh, he's here now.
No, I'm not here. Yeah, I'm not quite here yet. I will be away from the keyboard for about 45 minutes. Can you guys continue until then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, are you guys having fun?
We're confused, but we'll figure it out.
All right. If it's a quick confusion that I can resolve before I step away from here, let me ask me. Oh, it doesn't mind. That doesn't matter. So you guys can figure it out, right? I think it's more exciting that way. But if it's still there when I come back, feel free to ask me. Or if I don't make it back in time, you can also ask in Reddit, and I'll make sure all your confusions are resolved. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Keep enjoying. I see some cool code here. I need to step away, and I'll see you guys later. I'm going to mute myself also. All right. Bye.
Well, Hiram, is this what you were thinking?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like string x and then calc gives something c in and then to the x. No.
Then return.
So that's the wrong
it's
signs.
the wrong way.
Yeah, and then return x. So then
Okay,
we would call it like I don't know, string x string like hello equals ask for thing. I don't know.
Ask for thing. And then we can print it out.
Yeah, and then we could see out hello. No, it won't work like that. You need to see out hello, not x.
Oh, thanks. So does everyone know what we're doing, or are we going too fast? Or
Yay!
Kind of. Although I'm eating right now, so I'm trying to not talk until I finish.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
good idea.
We're just doing sin and functions right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if we're supposed to be doing functions, but that's what we're doing. Yeah. That is what we are doing. Okay.
Okay. Anyone have any ideas? Like, what if we want to make it like an integer? I don't know.
Could you possibly, instead of saying hello in the middle, do ask for thing?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, cool. Let's try that.
No, keep mine. He can have that idea.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna keep a record of everything we're doing with comments. It's not great. See out, ask for things.
Yeah.
Then everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice.
Nice and clean.
Nice.
Really nice and clean.
Wait, so could you do it where you input like a number or integer and then have it add that to another number?
Yeah, probably.
Do you have to convert from strings to integers in here?
I don't think you would actually, if I remember right, if you're using sin. So we can't use ask for thing for this, but we could use like, if we're just saying like int x, right?
Can we do
I think I remember. Yeah, I think you can. I remember doing this in one of the quests. Wait.
We can't do this.
Wait, but that's the wrong order. You need to see out first.
I'm gonna skip it because I'm lazy.
Okay.
So
sure,
let me copy paste. I'll copy.
Wait, but I think you used the wrong signs. I forgot for the sin. No, you didn't.
it's
I'm sorry.
fine.
My bad.
Okay, so you're thinking this?
Wait, no. Didn't you want to add something to it for the see out?
Oh, it works.
Oh, that was the first one.
Yeah,
That was
you forgot to comment out the.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Okay, so wait. Add something in the C out statement so that we can see if we can add to it.
So
That'll
it
help
works.
us.
It stored it in an int.
Yeah.
So
See if,
then x plus
yeah,
x plus 3.
yeah, that should be interesting.
9. Yeah, perfect.
It works.
Oh, that's
That's really
great.
cool. You
guessing
can't do that in Python.
I'm guessing, yeah.
What
I'm
happens
guessing
if
it
you give
throws
it
an
an
error
A?
if you put in something. Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
okay,
Then-
It
that's
doesn't give you an
weird.
error.
That's really cool.
What happens if you get rid of this?
Oh, it might be storing 0.
Yeah,
Zero.
0, right? Yeah,
Huh.
because that's A's
ASCII.
lowercase A's ASCII.
So if I give it B, will it give me 1?
Maybe. Wait.
No.
No,
No,
I
but
think
that's
it's
x plus
just
3. Okay, so it's not. It's just saying 0.
yeah, I think it's just storing 0 as a default,
Yeah.
which is
Aw.
interesting.
That's a bit.
Don't know. Should we come up with something to like do as like a challenge? Or
Challenge.
I don't
I
know
don't-
what to do.
this seems too easy for us. Or maybe the people who are confused aren't asking questions.
Yeah, could
Oh,
you
true.
please just ask questions?
Wait, so could you just explain like what CN is doing?
Oh, I think so like, CN, it like waits for you to type stuff in the terminal. And then when you're done, I think you can press enter, right? And then it takes that line and stores it in the variable that you do the signs to. So X.
Yeah. Does it store the enter too? I don't
Oh,
think
that's
so, right?
I don't think so. I don't think it would. I think that enters like the.
Yeah.
I would think that.
I'm used
Yeah,
to
I don't have any
Java
proof.
where you have to like define scanners and what they're
Oh
taking
yeah.
in.
Oh my gosh. That
So
took forever.
just
Oh
seeing
my
C
gosh.
in and it's very confusing for me.
Can
No. We need the return 0. We need the return 0.
Oh, right, for the
Maybe like
missing
move it
message.
really far. Yeah, so we don't mess with it.
There. I was wondering, can you give it an end line and ask for thing?
Oh.
I don't know.
Wait, what?
So like,
Oh,
Like-
so what that'll do? I don't think it'll do anything bad here.
no.
Okay,
it
so
doesn't
okay.
work.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because like I don't think it would do the exception characters in a string. Like they're just normal characters. If you type them into a string, it's only when they're in like the source code that it matters.
So you can't give it multi-line thing?
No idea.
I mean, I don't know why you'd want to, but
Me neither. So I guess CN most doesn't let us give multiple lines of stuff.
We're not reading from files yet, just from the
Yeah.
prompt. Yeah, okay. I don't know what else to do.
Me neither.
oh,
Does anyone have any other questions? Wow, cool.
so everyone's good on the first quest too. I think like 1 or 2 people said they weren't sure.
For the CN,
Wait, what was the
I guess
question?
what you input is a string, right? Or is it like a different thing?
CN
Uh.
seems to be able to like assign it to like whatever it is. So like when you gave it an integer variable, gave an integer, but then when we have a string variable that it's putting to it, it gave us a string. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and it doesn't throw an error, which is
So it just does it automatically then?
Yeah, seems like it. I don't know how far that goes. Maybe we can test that.
Yeah.
Like, what if we said double x? Would it give us a double? So it would have the decimal or a float. We could try that.
Double, and then we'll try that. So like give it like 1.5.
Yeah. So like if we do,
oh.
yeah, you could no. That go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, perfect.
So it seems like it takes all primitives and also string. What happens if you make it a char and then put in multiple things?
Yeah, let's do
That's a good question.
Just one letter, and then we can try what if we give it multiple letters.
I'm guessing it takes in all primitives.
So one letter works.
What about more?
Yeah,
it takes in the first. Okay. That's kind of cool.
Nicer than giving us an error message.
Well,
or, I don't know.
Sometimes I think I'd prefer the
sometimes, yeah. But like,
yeah, the error message.
Why else would you like? Why else would you see in for a char? I don't know. Is there any situation where it'd be a good thing to get an error message if you typed more than a few letters when you see into a char?
Okay, I have an idea for a thingy. What if we collect a username and password and then force someone to log in? Or like
yeah, and match it against the username and password.
Sure, I don't know.
Wait, so are we making it like a login screen, or are we like?
I think I could actually do that. I was I was just trying a code of my own, like in my own window, like with something different. But I think I could actually replace what I was going for with like enter a username, and they could actually enter it. I think it would work.
Can you share, and then we can see yours?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay, let me end my share.
Is this sharing on this like window specific, or is it your whole screen?
I think you can choose. So
window, yeah.
I like window specific.
Yeah, me too.
So are there any prerequisites for this class? Like, does everyone know the basics of programming?
I don't
think there's any prereqs.
I mean, like there was like basic math and English, I think, but.
Oh, so like if statements and while loops people might not know?
Yeah, this is apparently some people's first CS class.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Yeah, I would have taken Java or Python personally, but.
You guys see this?
Welcome to C++.
Yeah, we can see it. It's
so
really small.
I had it as like give a number, and like you can actually input stuff on here, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
shoot,
right
it's
now,
an int
because it is a number still.
Yeah, so I don't know what to change that to.
Oh, just go to the top, int num, make it like string num.
Yeah.
Where?
Right there.
Int num, just
right
make
here.
it string num. Yeah.
Yeah, it's collecting like a 0 from your frog.
Is that the only change that I should make?
Yeah, pretty much. You don't need to change anything else.
Now
you could.
Work.
There we go.
Frog.
We could do enter username, enter password,
Yeah,
set username, set password, and then a new line, enter username, and then
wait, could we
match
make
it
like an
against the
entire
username?
That would be sort of cool.
Yeah, and then
Wait,
we'll
that would
just
be a lot of
telling
typing.
them wrong password.
It's not that much.
Yeah, it's not that much, but it's a lot more than what we've been doing. Wait, let me see if I can do that. Shoot.
Madison, can you collect the password now?
And maybe.
It's
Uh,
exactly the same as you did for the username.
Yeah.
You just copy.
Except you'll have to name num something else unless you don't want to store it. That's gonna throw an error.
CN.
Yeah.
Oh,
I figured.
might not.
I'll
The
try it just in
variables,
case. Yeah.
Yeah, because you already declared string num. So if you want to either
String
rename the second
password.
string num or just delete that redeclaration, it's up to you.
It doesn't matter what I rename it to, right?
No, a variable name can be anything as long as it's one word. Well, as long as it's one stuck together thing.
yesterday I tried to name a variable in Java new. And that's
Yeah.
funny because it's a keyword, so
Yeah.
it's yelling at me.
It's like naming something string. Be very confusing. Yeah. If you don't want it to be like that, you can put in the new line thing after cout. No, it would be in the cout thing.
I'm like super new at this, so I
Oh,
like
yeah,
barely know what
so
you're talking about.
Let me type it in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you put that at the end of the cout that you want to
Oh.
do.
Yeah, and that just makes a new line.
So that would be right here.
It would be, we'll delete the other semicolon.
Just
No,
get
none
rid
is
of
fine.
the semicolon.
Oh.
Oh no, that was okay.
The first semicolon, not the one after endl. The one after num.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kind of
That was
blind.
Yeah, no worries. Wow.
Perfect.
Look
There
at
we go.
that. Now you have to encrypt the data. Just kidding.
Okay, now can we collect like ask for a username and then compare it to what we collected first? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
What
haven't
is it
compared
in
strings.
C++ dot equals?
Yeah,
That's what I'm used to.
I just got there too, and I'm not sure. Yeah, dot equals is what I'm used to too, but
Is that what it is in Python too?
no, it's in Java. I've done Python,
Oh.
Java, processing JS. I've done quite a few stupid languages. But yeah, I've done both Python
Yeah,
and Java.
I learned
so.
Ruby. What a waste.
Yeah, I did Ruby a tiny
Ruby
bit.
is great.
It's pretty nice.
I was learning like all of those, but it was in like the beginning of middle school, so I barely have any knowledge.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
they
I did
teach it
I
in
did-
middle school? That's great.
I did it on my own. I was homeschooled in middle school, so
Oh, that's
like
really cool.
I just chose to do that.
Yeah. I don't know when I started.
Sounds like a cool
but
experience.
I started on Khan Academy, which doesn't processing JS.
Yeah, it's
So-
dot compare for C++. I looked it up.
Okay, it's dot compare.
Mhm.
Well, Madison, can you collect another string that's like enter your username? I know it's stupid, but
Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, so I guess we'll have a different cout. I'm struggling not to call it cout.
Couch.
Count and sim.
Yeah, I've been saying sin.
It's like Javac. It's Java C. But yeah.
Can we like print out if the two strings are the same? Like
Yeah.
num and
Can
user?
do like if. Oh, have we done if statements yet?
No, but let's do it. Why not?
Do you know if statements, Medicine?
I used to, not anymore.
That's fair.
Let's find the
Oh.
okay. So it's like if and then parentheses condition and then it has two braces.
Yeah. You would put that before the cout statement. The last one. So right after cin user.
Which
Yeah,
one?
right there. Right there.
Right here.
Yeah.
So I would also put the end L right here.
No. Cin automatically does end L, I believe.
Got it.
Oh,
Yeah, it
yeah,
does.
after it.
Also, did you say that it was compare?
Dot.
Yeah, I tried dot
Okay.
compare and it didn't exactly do what I wanted. Or
It's
maybe I don't know how to
string
use it.
1 dot compare string 2.
Yeah, I did that and it didn't
Really?
work. Or rather, I wanted it to like say I did maybe it doesn't like the exclamation point right before it because I wanted them not to be equal. But then if I just tried the normal like not equal operator on the strings, it worked. So
Well, yeah. But it doesn't return a Boolean, apparently. It returns 0.
oh, it returns
Oh, a
0?
dot compare, right? So a compare returns
Oh.
-1, 0, or 1. So it's
Yeah.
actually telling you greater and less than.
Oh, that's sort of cool.
I guess there's also, is there equals in C++?
So I guess when it's
Yeah.
equals 0, then they're equal.
Yeah, you could. I don't really know what the benefits of using compare are actually. Wait, compare.
I'm just guessing though. So
benefits. C++ compare vs.
So Madison, could you put the next cout inside the if statement so that we can see if it works?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, so inside the brackets for the if statement, could you put a cout so we can see if it goes inside?
Okay. So compare is useful only if you want to like compare like if it's less than or less greater than. So I would just use the equals operator, honestly.
Oh, does equals work on strings in C++?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay, that makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
I think in
And
Java
so does
it
the
just
not
compares
equals.
references or something.
Yeah, Java does weird stuff with their strings.
And then you can just put anything in here just to know we made it into this little if statement. Like, yay, your password was accepted or something. Or username, yeah. And then do if num, or in the if statement, do num equals user instead of num dot compare user. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, and the semicolon.
Oh yeah, after cout.
Oh, not after the if, after the cout. Oh no, you might have to hit stop. You have to hit stop.
It's okay. It's okay.
It figured out the issue.
Hey,
We did it. Do you like frogs? Is that why you chose frog?
Yeah. My my username on Discord is frogpunk, so all I could really think of for username was frog, and I've just stuck with it because that's what I started using.
Fair. Yeah, and there we go. It worked again. So yeah, I guess equals equals works in C++. Maybe they've overloaded it for strings.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Wait, quick question. How do you turn in the quests?
So you have a CPP file, right? You have a
Yeah.
CPP file, and then you drag that onto the big like circly thing, and it should like it should show like a downloady icon because it's uploading. And then when it's done, you can like click it again, I think, and it runs it and checks it.
Alexandria, your dog is so cute.
oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. A child. Hi. I love him.
He likes it when I'm in meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. What breed is he?
He's a wiener dog. He's super long. Oh, I can't show you.
Oh yeah, I can't see his legs, so.
Yeah, they're really short. He's cute.
Oh, what a babe.
What if we now try to get the password from them?
Yeah, it would use almost exactly what we just did.
Yeah, inside the if statement. And then we can figure out while loops.
While loops, we're going so quickly.
Yeah. I think this is all next week stuff. If I look on the syllabus.
We can also do CN with two objects, right? Like getting two objects. Just we have a username and password. Why don't we just ask for both separated by a space? And then we can check them against the values that they stored earlier, maybe. Or not.
Oh, you mean like collect both?
I mean, we can do that, right? But yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, sure. So can you drive like what Madison's doing?
Sure. Let me open up GDB real quick. All right, you guys can see this, right?
Yep.
Cool. So we do say good lord.
Oh, you have to include it? That's weird.
No, this
No, I
hard for
don't think that. I would guess that what's going wrong is that you can't see into multiple variables, but
Is it your
no, you can.
namespace?
It's the
Your
can?
there we
namespace
go.
isn't
There
standard.
we go.
Oh, namespace.
Thank you.
I forgot about namespace. I'm really bad at remembering to put namespace in all my programs.
Yeah. Same. All right, let's do. Oh, okay, wait. Enter
Yeah, you
should work
didn't.
too. Oh, get line. My bad. I'm thinking of something else. All right. Okay.
Why won't that work?
Does it know what the delimiter is for this?
Yeah,
You have to
I was-
specify one, or does it like? Hold on.
I don't know how to use CN for multiple
That's
variables.
yeah, me
personally.
neither.
I think you might use 2 more arrows instead of a comma.
Oh
there's
yeah,
two
you're
more
right.
rows.
Yeah. Also, I don't have the chat open, so if anyone says something in there, just let me know. Okay, nice.
Wow, that
Oh,
worked very
cool.
well.
So it
Thanks, whoever
automatically
said that.
That's really
searches
cool.
for
Dang.
space. That's interesting.
Right, so then we do
That's
what?
useful.
Authentication.
Oh wow.
Then we
this
can
is
do
so
what we
fancy.
do.
Your data was set.
Do we want to do?
It
I don't
sure
know.
was.
Do we want to do a while loop?
Yeah,
While
let's
loop?
do a
Ooh,
while
that
loop.
would be fun.
Oh fuck yeah.
Right. Walk me through it, someone.
So you do. I actually don't know. Wait, what would you do here? Would you like while true it and then break out when you would
That
want,
is
or
such bad form
exactly
hierarchy.
right?
Make a boolean outside of the while loop and then set it to true when user and pass both match,
Let's say
or set it to false.
no. That's
You could say like rule verified or something.
Did you just capitalize a variable? Are you insane?
all right.
You might want to initialize them both to true.
That is true. Ah.
Wait, you want it to be false.
Yeah, wait, I
So we
don't
want it to
understand. 'Cause doesn't
repeat.
it break when it
Oh, it
or
should be false.
doesn't it break when it's
right?
true though? That's my understanding.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
while
but you can do
it's
while
break. You want it.
true.
you can do not like with an exclamation mark.
Why don't
So
we go over
while
the syntax first for everyone else, and then we can figure out.
okay,
So it's while and then what?
not use a parenthesis, I
Yeah.
think.
Uh,
And then
would you like not user verified or
not user
I want to
verified.
do and.
No, we can do we can do a username and then password after, right?
oh, you want to do them
Okay.
separately? Okay.
Right, yeah, I mean, it's probably better that way. We want to be.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to
user-friendly.
repeat entering stuff. That would be
Yeah.
nice.
Right, so we do well user verified
That's it.
equals or right. Oh
You
yeah,
could say
true.
like the exclamation
Yeah, you
point.
can do equals true if you want. No, we
Wait,
want
no,
to repeat
you-
while
well, it's-
true, so we want it to be true.
So does a while loop what the
I
does
guess
a
we
while
could
loop
do. We
run?
could
that doesn't make sense.
initialize
'Cause
it to false and then.
I would
Wait,
initialize it to false, right? Because then the
Yeah.
user is not verified yet, and then you would
Okay.
make the user
Oh,
verified.
it's not my fault. He named the variables confusing things.
That's true.
Yeah, it's too fancy.
Okay, and then we would want the
And
not
then
user
It's just
verified, so
user
that'd be
verified.
exclamation point.
Okay.
Exclamation point before user verified. Does that work in this? I think so.
I hope
Yeah,
so. I think
well-
it does because they have the not expression and the not equals, so I wouldn't be
Quick
surprised.
question. Quick
Uh-huh.
question. Do while loops run while the condition is true or false?
Well, it's true.
While the condition is true.
While
Okay.
this condition is true.
So that's why we have to say while it's not verified.
While
'Cause
the
as soon as it
sky
is verified.
blue.
Right. So we do a my brain is freezing.
Enter a username.
Right.
Does anyone have any questions about what we're doing?
Please just ask.
Yeah, what exactly is the bool doing? What does that exactly do?
So it's being used to like check the condition against the while loop so that it can keep running. So so this gets set to false at first, and then it's saying while it's not like verified, while the username isn't verified, then run this thing over and over again until it changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll eventually declare it to be true once we get a correct username.
Okay, thank you.
It's a little bit of a, I don't think it's proper form or anything, but
What would you change it? How would you change
I
it?
don't know. That's how I would have done it, but I'm sure
Oh.
there's better ways of doing it.
I mean,
Probably.
yeah, but it's like more simply, this is, this isn't easy.
So
You could do it with like a vector and then call it, but you could index it. That's probably the better way to do it. But anyways,
Yes.
all right.
What is a vector?
It's like a type of container.
Oh wait.
Not important. Right now.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Wait,
we're not
wait,
gonna
wait.
do that. But
If we put user guess and like pass guess outside as global variables, and then we just said like in the while user guess not equal to user, that would work too, right?
That would
That'd probably
also
be
work.
simpler.
That'd be less,
That would, yeah. There we go. Hiram got there.
Well, whatever. We can just do what we're doing. It's fine.
But
Oh, this is so much
that is
better.
more
We don't have to
efficient.
Okay,
declare
fine, fine. We can change it. We can change
Efficiency.
it. Efficiency.
Is it going to yell at you for not initializing them?
Well,
I
no,
doubt
since it's
it.
in general scope, then it'll like.
Well, no, I think you
go
should
into it.
initialize them because we still need to compare them at the beginning to run the while loop.
But doesn't
Oh,
get
right.
initialized to an empty string or no?
Wait, yeah, it'll get.
Yeah.
Or
Is
no, well,
declaring
if
something
I don't know. Wait, we
initialize
could
it?
try it. We could try it.
I don't know.
I mean, it
This is
definitely
new
won't be equal.
territory for me.
It won't be equal to user guess, that's for sure. Or
That's
I mean,
what-
sorry, what is it? User.
Yeah,
Unless
probably.
user
Yeah.
is empty.
Unless user is empty. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
And it looks like you'll have to collect
That's it.
user guess.
That's just it, right?
oh,
You don't need to do
sick.
anything
Wait.
else.
Oh,
You
no,
don't
it
need
should
to
be.
do-
Wait, no, but if they're not equal, then you need to say like run it again, basically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
You can just put an if
Yeah,
statement.
cool.
Okay, is my fan being annoying?
Not
In.
really,
A
not to
little
me,
bit,
at
but
least.
it's fine.
I have a question. Can username be blank?
There's no reason why it couldn't be.
Okay,
Maybe
so
we
we should-
technically, if you wanted to like holistically code this thing, then when you get the username and password, you would like you would do them separately, and then you'd do a while loop for each in so that you can make sure that they entered something that fit the requirements.
Yeah.
We can do that. It's possible if you
That's
want to do that.
too
But
much
like,
work.
yeah,
Seems like too much work and there's no really good reason.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
not going to enter.
like if this
blank
was an
right
actual
now.
product that we're
Yeah, but
selling,
it's
then
not.
we would do.
This is just a
we would be
test program that we're
protective.
using to test our knowledge of while loops and if stuff and stuff.
I would also be a little bit worried if this was how we were storing passwords and usernames.
No, really.
It's a different issue.
Yeah, but besides like encrypting the username and password, I think it's called protective programming, right? When you like check all the
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
things. Yeah. So it'd be protective with programming, but we don't have to do that. Okay.
Because it
And-
needs to be user proof.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Let's be fancy.
Whoa. I notice you do /n instead of
Yeah, I'm
NL.
changing my habit. So one of my friends did a speed test on NL and /n. It turns out /n is faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't really care.
when you use it like hundreds and thousands of times, you can see the difference visibly. But yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
Okay.
I guess if
So
you're doing like a
sharp.
large project, then /n might be useful. I just do it as a habit now. But it doesn't clear the buffer, so there's that. Right. Let's see. So if it'll say this and then it'll just run it again. Wait, oh no. But if it is
Okay.
true, hold on, else we need to change, or no, we don't need to change it. Never mind.
No, we don't need to change anything.
Yeah,
It should just
sick.
work.
Let's go,
it's
Hiram.
fine.
Efficiency.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yes, I like that.
Yeah, Hiram got us there. We're all
Yeah.
good.
Oh, geez.
Pascal test.
Wait.
Enter your password.
No. It's user.
No, just don't.
Yeah, just don't.
Just don't. Do not. Simply no.
Do not enter your password. Don't do it.
Don't do it. You'll get hacked. Or no, better. You'll get scammed.
Damn, I can't type. Oh my lord.
Also, if this was a final product, I imagine we would combine the username and password into one, because
Yeah.
sometimes people
And we'd have some
like,
sort of like input module that's better than this.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
And a
know, this is
console.
pretty
via the
solid.
command line. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
For those
would
of you guys
store
who,
things to files.
yeah, but for those of you guys who don't like using command line, you have to enter everything like one by one and it's all like weird. So it'd be better to have like whenever you enter a username and password in any other place that's actually real, you like have two bubbles. So, you know, probably would do that instead of making enter with a space. All right. Also, I just remember this, the CN, this can be any amount of white space in between the username and the password.
Oh,
You know,
that's
let's
nice.
test that though.
That's
Okay,
interesting.
that's to my knowledge.
But it only detects like spaces and stuff as the difference. You can't put like comma.
I think it's only white space.
Mm.
Also, I think you can do like enter, but I forgot how to, you gotta like do something special for that. I don't know what though. I'm not sure what. Wait, no. So sad.
No, the fatal mistake.
Oh, geez.
Oof.
Whoa, okay, my bad. Jeez.
It is really aggressive when you try to edit your program while it's running.
Hey guys, our epic authentication thing
Woo!
worked.
Look at that. We're going.
Oh my gosh, the text.
Yeah, we did. It's so
Yay.
bad. Yeah. Wait, let me
If you
add
added
some
like
new
an enter
lines.
after every spot, it might be like another
Yeah.
enter might space it out better.
Yeah,
Hey, you
you're
might
right.
want to add a couple new lines.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Where should we add some new lines?
Well, first off, that your data was set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like two at
Yeah,
every
there we go.
little chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's so much easier to read.
Okay, and let's
You
do.
don't need a new line after
Yeah,
the
it's
last
fine.
one.
Yeah, you don't need that.
I think we're good then. Will
Okay,
this make it
let's
more
see,
readable?
Let's see. Oh,
Oh yeah,
I mean, this part's gonna be very chunky.
chunky.
Me.
Oh no.
Oh, that's actually nice though. I like it. I think it's better chunked than
Mhm.
it's otherwise.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Who is that? Who spoketh?
That
No?
sounded like Alex. I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say something?
Yeah, did you say something?
Did you
Yeah,
say
just
wait?
like awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you said we.
Oh.
Oh. I thought it
you
was
said
wait.
wait. Yeah.
Wait.
Oh no.
It's like what?
Sweet.
What did we do?
We could also. Okay, so we could also like put like another like thing to get like just a random piece of data, and we could use if
Oh.
else to like, or we could no, actually I don't want to get too complicated. We could do like try to convert it to an integer if it's not a string. But that's try and accept. I don't know if we should do that.
What?
Like we could just add a third arbitrary piece of data that you can put into your account that prints out when you log in.
Oh,
It's
I
actually
see.
useful.
Yeah. Your
Useful.
password
You guys.
protected integer. yeah.
Password. Yeah, yeah. All of us need a password protected integer.
Yeah.
It's not even
Yeah.
encrypted, but you know.
No. And you have to enter it
Password.
every time.
But it's password
so
protected.
cute.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is like an actual program. This is great.
Yay.
All right then. Let's
Does
keep it
anyone
at
have
this.
any other questions about what we've done so far? I say we, it's mostly Neil.
Oof.
And Hiram. Great ideas. You really
is
helped
good.
us with that while loop.
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the syntax for a while.
Oh yeah.
That was as much important for me as it was for everyone else.
Yeah, I use for loops way more than while loops, I've found.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do they have for each loops in C++?
I don't know, but I really like them.
Yeah, same.
Do they have
There
do
is.
while
They
loop?
do. They what now? Oh, they do.
I
Yay.
imagine they have do while.
Yeah, they do have do while. Like if they have while loops, they better have do while loops.
Yeah.
What about
Everyone
switch
demands it.
statements?
Yeah, they have
Yeah, they
switch
do.
statements.
Switch.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
Switch statements are my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, surprisingly useful. When I
Successive
saw them at
ifs?
first, I was
No,
like,
no. Switch.
If else, or else if, else if, else if.
Else if, else if, else if,
17
else if, else if.
lines.
Elif.
LF Python. Wow.
Oh, Python, gross. Baby language.
Oof.
Bro, just show me the do while. Wait, am I missing something? No, it's just going a little while. Okay. Here it is.
There we are.
Oh, it's just you do it once before. I've used this already. What am I saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, you do it once before you check it
Yeah.
against a condition.
That actually
Technically, I
could
think
be a
we
good
should have
thing.
used
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
for
right.
the
Yeah.
Password thing.
But whatever.
It's for useful for computer efficiency, right? To avoid checking the condition needlessly if you get it right in the
Well,
first try.
That
You'd
and you
still
know, if your condition
the
is undefined
condition.
before, then it can be
Before the okay, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously, yeah, that too. Yes, that's true.
which
And
in our
then-
case is almost the truth because
What
we
the
have that.
hell? Right. Oh,
A woman. Whoa.
oh, well, more an ad, but I mean, you know,
Oh, what?
that's what surprised me.
Huh?
Just a giant ad that just plastered across my screen. Oh, sick. Wait, so it's just comparing using the function specified or something? Wait. Applies the
So
function
for
to
each
a
is
range
an
of elements in
actual
the
for
collection.
underscore each.
Oh, whoa, and that's sort of weird.
Wait, this is not what the for each loop I'm used
Yeah,
to.
that's not a nice for each loop. That's a for each
Wait,
function.
just to make sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure though.
Wait, no, wait a minute. It's right there. Oh no, it's not. Okay.
It's a for loop. Oh, there we go. That's a for each loop.
That looks fine.
Oh, wait, you can do
so
that.
for
This
each-
is just
Lovely.
a
You
range-based for loop. What?
What?
Wait, this is a range-based for loop.
Yeah, it's great. If you don't need
I've
access
already-
to the iterator, it's great.
Oh, wait, I've already done this. Okay. I didn't know it's called the for each loop.
Yeah,
that's what it's
it's
called.
just a
It's called a for
short range
each.
for loop.
Yeah. No, I've used this to iterate through vectors, but sadly not over. Wait, you can do this to arrays? I didn't know that.
Hey, you can do it to
It's
any
really
collection,
nice.
lists, array
It's very nice.
lists.
Wait a minute now.
Are there array lists in C++? Am I getting ahead of
I don't know.
myself?
I don't know.
No, we haven't done any containers. We
Big.
probably won't for a bit.
Yeah, probably not.
Well,
we even do
arrays
that
in
in
C++
this
are weird because of that whole pointer shit,
Oh,
which we aren't learning until apparently the last lesson, so I don't think we're going to be using them.
Yeah,
Oh,
shit,
no.
pointers. Oof.
Yeah.
It's fun though. It's cool too. You can use them. Applications are. It's so interesting to go from Python to being able to use pointers. It's like
Yeah.
your like worldview changes. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What the heck is const expert?
I don't know that
I've
variable type.
literally never
Wait,
seen.
what? Oh,
No. That's
It's
not
like
what I want. It literally is just anything.
oh,
Kind of cool.
Oh, that's really weird.
Wait, but
yeah.
so you can just like it's
So
just
it's a constant of any type.
of any type, yeah. Wait,
So you don't just
they can just
apply
declare it without.
final static, whatever shit.
I learned static once. I understood it for that day, and then I didn't understand it after that.
Really?
Yeah, I get the idea, but I don't actually understand how it's implemented. Like I just forgot.
It's whenever you only need a single copy of something for an entire class. That was a terrible explanation.
Yeah, wait, that doesn't
Yeah.
match up with what I remember. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Panicking. Wait,
It's for object-oriented programming, which I don't think we're learning in this class. So
I think we
No.
are, right?
no, I don't. I think
I
that's
don't think
too
we
doubt
even
it.
use
Isn't that-
objects until
I
like the
isn't
yeah,
that
very
too
I
end.
really doubt it. But like, probably
Isn't
the next
objected
class,
isn't
Yeah.
O2B?
maybe. I don't know. I
think
didn't
so.
look at it
And then
enough.
C is like using all of it together.
Algorithms and this.
Yeah. Using your knowledge from 2A and 2B. Does anyone else find the like idea of classes just absolutely fantastic? I love that you can
Yes.
create your own like system essentially.
Well, without classes, it would be programming languages would be
Yeah.
very
Yeah. Useless.
yeah.
Yeah.
Difficult and tedious.
Well, you couldn't physically run them.
No libraries for
True.
them.
Does anyone have any more ideas while we wait for Anand?
Yeah. Does anyone else want to drive also? So I just share their screen and start coding.
I don't know what else to do.
Me
We've already
neither.
gone so far ahead.
Yeah.
Expressions. I don't know.
We can like, I don't know, print if a number is even or odd or
Ooh.
something.
Modulus time.
Sure.
We go into modulo.
Actually, it's a useful operator.
It is.
Someone else want to do that? I feel like
Anyone?
I've already driven
Yay.
like twice.
Most of the
so,
Wait, really? Oh.
yeah. Once on the first day, and then
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. James pointed out the me forgetting to use namespace STD. Thanks, James. Earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't check chat.
This is very strange.
What?
Okay, are we just...
We could like do a calculator using switch statement or something. I don't know.
Oh, don't forget
Oh, what happened to my
zero.
camera? Is my camera messed up for you guys?
No, it's
No,
good.
it's fine.
No.
Oh, that's so weird. On my screen, it looks green.
Oh, I
like
guess.
slightly.
Like,
Well, I mean,
green.
a little, but like, I don't care.
Wait,
Yeah, it
hold
doesn't
on.
really look that
Was it
weird
doing
right
this
now.
before?
I have no clue.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
It
really don't
barely
know.
looks
Hold on.
weird.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it just looks
fine.
like lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just like live in the matrix. It's fine.
Oh, it's like on the. Okay, that's weird.
Wait, Alex, you were saying something by the way earlier. What'd you say?
Oh, no, nothing.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, I just got totally distracted by that. Anyway,
And Neil mentioned, don't forget the namespace.
all right.
Oh yeah.
And iOS
Hey,
stream.
oh
I-
shoot, they don't have
what's
iOS
the-
stream up there. They have
And
S2A.
selecting the language.
Oh, wait,
You have to include that. I think it's to like run like their execution thing. I don't know.
Just IO stream. This.
my cat.
Will it still read it if it's in caps?
Is it none caps?
Yeah, it's not.
So, I don't know if it makes a difference, but just in case. I don't know safe.
Yeah.
We
Sorry.
could
Hold on.
do the Fibonacci sequence. I don't know. I'm just.
You don't have to use using. This changes my life. Hold on.
Do
I'm
STD.
gonna search
yeah.
this.
Should I use that?
I don't know.
Does that change something?
I have no idea.
This is not an interactive desktop environment and it won't tell me. I'm like hovering over things, expecting the fucking things to pop up. What were we doing? Determining if something was
Not
even
really
or
sure.
odd?
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
I mean, wait, what? What'd you guys say?
Gosh.
Is it apostrophe S?
Yeah.
If it is. If it's?
Yep, because it's a contraction. Possessive it's is without the apostrophe.
Sure. I'll take your word for it.
New line or endo?
And then oh yeah.
Do you want to do a new line or a space? Or endo? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do a space. And then what is modulo in this?
Should be
Percent.
percent.
Percent, it's percent.
It's percent.
2 equals 0.
It should be even, right?
Or yeah. I was
Did
thinking
someone call
even
me?
and then I
Did
wrote
someone call
odd.
me? I'll be back. I should be here in 10 minutes or so. Even then, I'm not going to interrupt you guys. I'll just stand by until you guys have finished having your fun, and then you can call me and ask me to join in, and I will. But I'll be back in 10 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great,
Looks
great.
fun.
Okay, that's the important thing. Okay, all right. See you.
Incredible.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're having so much fun. I'm putting /n even though technically I think that's the last line unless we're doing something else.
What if they enter a string?
It's 0. If they enter
Yeah.
a string, it comes
It'll
with
be
0.
even. Do we want to check to make sure it's a?
Wait, why would it be 0?
I don't know.
Yeah, here I'll show you.
Oh, you have to choose the language.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, my thing's in the way. See. It
Oh,
makes it 0 instead of throwing an error, which is interesting. But
what if you
Wow.
print input after you get a string, or like after you enter it, and then just type in a string and see what it prints out when you print
yeah,
it?
do you want me to do that?
Yeah, just to see. So if it like implicitly converts it, or if it stays in a string and then just reads differently.
Well, yeah, we tried this before and
All right.
it set it to 0, yeah.
Oh, it literally doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know. I do not know why it does that.
Can you do a character array? Will it work?
A character array?
Oh, for like
Be
Like-
input?
instead of a string?
Yeah, collect a character array.
Or is it like
Can
I
you
think it's
collect a
like-
character array?
So like
Or would I have to
R,
individually?
3. Yeah, can you collect an array or?
Normally, no. You'd have to collect each individual input for each spot.
Well,
in
then
the
maybe
array.
spaces between it. I don't know.
Oh,
That
wait,
would
let me
be
just search this up.
interesting.
Yeah.
We've already seen that CN uses delimiters naturally.
Sounds like there is something.
Yeah.
Maybe. 1 sec.
Probably do. Oh,
Here's this link that I can't really understand completely.
how do I use an array?
There's a couple suggested solutions,
Use a for
What?
loop.
and there's using the algorithm library, which I don't fully get how to use that in the example that they said.
And then there's also this, which is interesting. Oh yeah, this thing suggests overloading the
A caret operator.
yeah. Caret? Is caret the one
Reverse.
that faces up?
Aren't they both caret operators? Or they have different names?
I do not know.
The reverse
I-
operator.
I like the loop. The loop is so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, we could do this, but
You
I-
couldn't read an array though, because array isn't dynamically. The memory allocated isn't dynamically like updated, right? You'd have to use a vector.
What can somebody explain to me what a vector is?
I think. Like a vector is just basically an array, but instead of having a set amount of storage that you cannot like necessarily, you can there's like basically there's a method called pushback where you can just add as many elements as you want.
So is it just
it's
a
like
list?
an array list.
Yeah.
Wait,
Array
what,
list?
bro? Okay, array list. What is that?
Oh, it's Java.
Oh, okay,
I
okay. I was
only
like, wait,
speak
what?
Java. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
only
I
speak
compare
Java.
everything to.
Right. It's a bit weird though.
I mean, I know other programming languages, but Java's like my go-to.
At least I don't think you can. Let me check.
I don't think we're going to be overloading operators in this class, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
vector is a sequential container to store elements and not index based, which is not true because you can index a vector.
I
I'm
was going
pretty
to say
sure.
it's like a linked list, but no.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can index a vector. That's what I remember.
God, I wish I knew what was wrong with my fucking camera.
I think a Fibonacci would be fun, but I don't think we have time. Like store the Fibonacci sequence in a new array.
And then do what?
I don't know, print it out or something.
I
Why don't
mean,
we try actually? I mean, we could just try putting reading in using CN. We could read in inputs to build an array. We could or a
Do
vector.
we
We
want
could
to
do
do
that.
that?
Sure.
Up to y'all.
Yeah.
And like a for loop.
Yeah, that was the easiest suggested solution, right? We might as well try it.
All right.
So we'd have to pre-declare it with a size, right?
That's not how you do that. Is that how you do that in C++?
Could always.
no, it's.
And
I don't
like-
think it is. I tried that because I messed it up when I was doing it for the first
This is
times, and it doesn't
when-
work like that. You have to do the input and then the square brackets, not int square brackets.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to put the number on the left also.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Like this?
I think so.
Is that right otherwise?
I don't know.
This
Can we
is
do
weird.
If you
like
want,
a-
actually, I think you just use the curly brackets on the right side.
No, you just do the type, the name, and then you could do
Info.
you do the size, and then you can equal it to whatever. You don't do new because then that's up putting it in the stack.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily want to do that. We can, but right, yeah.
Can we check the size of the array and do like int I equals 0, I less than size of the array?
You mean for the
For the for loop?
Yeah, for the for loop.
I
yeah,
was
or
gonna
we
do
could
a
just
for each,
automate
but
it.
we can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh, a for each loop will work? Or do you need the index?
All right, Zayd, we got you. I
Oh
don't know if
yeah,
you
these aren't
can-
objects, so you would need the index. Does everything just in here work like?
Oh yeah, here's a main difference that I know for vectors and arrays is that you can use a for each or a range based for with vectors but not arrays, to my knowledge. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Not sure.
Is the syntax correct?
Yep.
Is it
Yep.
input
Yep.
dot length?
I think the
But
dot length
actually,
function needs more another
parentheses per
parenthesis at the
method,
end.
yeah.
Like just
It's not a field. Okay. Sure.
Wait, let me check.
I
Why is it
can
also
check.
different lengths?
Doesn't like length. Oh dear.
See.
Array methods. Give me.
Yeah. Does anyone know? Is it like size or something?
I'm looking it up right
Yeah,
now.
same.
Size of or pointer arithmetic.
Size
Okay.
returns the number of elements, so that could work. Just
A
dot
beer.
size parentheses.
Okay.
I think. Oh wait, don't you have to divide by size t? Because that, or no, never mind. Ignore that. Yeah. Just, no. Ignore. Just rerun it.
Okay.
What is it?
does
So I
not-
looked it up, and I have no
Oh,
real
you have to
idea.
declare it as an array, but that isn't that declaring it as an array?
Hmm.
Oh no. Let's look at the constructor, I guess.
So what I saw is that either you just like figure it out from the pointer. Sorry, not pointers. Wait, was it
Oh,
pointers?
wait.
I don't know.
Instead of dot size,
Oh, you have an extra. You have an extra.
I saw that. Yeah.
Instead of, oh, you don't have to do that. But instead of dot size, do size parentheses, and then inside the parentheses do input. Perhaps.
Maybe.
Like this.
Yeah.
Is it size
Does it
or size
load?
of?
No, it's
Well, size of is weird. It like returns like the amount of space it takes up in the memory.
yeah, and then you have to divide by like
Oh,
size
that-
t or whatever.
Like in bytes or something?
Yeah, and
Yeah. So then you have to divide by the size of the first thing inside the array
Ouch.
so that you can.
Okay, wait. So wait, that works. Cool.
It works.
It appears to.
Okay, that should be nice then.
I guess the array methods are actually just because it's not an
Yes,
object of a
yes,
class. That's weird. That's very strange. And then use another for to yeah, okay.
Yeah. Fuck.
Dude. I love how it's literally the same for loop. Just change the C in to C out. Okay, for here.
This is prime programming, right?
Yeah.
here.
Oh shit. Okay.
Huh,
Just took a
Hey,
minute.
it works.
Nice.
incredible. I just populated an array.
Amazing.
Whoa.
Thank you, Alex, for making us learn how to do that.
Sure,
Probably going to be useful at some point.
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep this in my mind. All right. Hopefully Anand is back.
I saw him in the call. But
Yeah. I mean, he's still there.
he's just muted.
Yeah. Does someone want to be the one to yell his name every like 5 minutes? Not gonna be me.
Me
Anand.
neither. No.
Anand.
I
Ampersand.
think that's gonna work.
He signs everything with an ampersand.
Yeah, and
Like his.
Yeah, I'm here.
oh, okay.
I just came back when someone mentioned ampersand, so I guess I thought you were calling me.
I did it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's the magic
It's
of
all
it.
me.
Cool.
Well, I don't have to be back. I can just quietly observe. If you guys are having fun, I can just be on the sidelines and only step in when you have a question to ask me. Because, I overheard some of the conversation and some of you had questions and some other people were helping out. It was really, really cool. Right? It's much better than any show on Netflix. I can tell you that. I got something to watch tonight. All right. This is recorded. So, do you want me to just, wait on the sidelines and while you guys just keep driving, and then you can call me, patch me in, saying, hey, there's a question here none of us know the answer to. Can you chime in or something like that? Yeah, is that okay? Or do you want me to talk? I can talk about, here's a couple of things I can talk about. If you want, I can talk about CN. What's the difference between, CN and some other ways of getting input? What happens if you want to get an entire line with CN? You can see, yeah, right? You can see, you can only get one word with CN, right?
This sounds interesting. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, sure. In fact, here's what we'll do. Who's driving right now?
Me.
Maddie. Okay. All right. So rather than me tell you how to do it, just Google for how to read an entire line of input in C++. Right. So this is what you're going to be doing 99% of your time when you're programming in any language. Okay. So you won't remember all the little details. You always go to a search engine and say, okay, this is what's the syntax for this? Okay. So reading a full line of input. Yeah, click that. I think that's a good one. Stack Overflow. Right. Yeah. Let's see if it's got a. All right. Get line. There you go.
I have a question. When we were doing CN and we tried to read in an integer but put like A or B, we'd always get 0. Why do we
Yeah.
do it?
Okay. I'm so glad you asked that question, Alexandria. So it's a very important thing. And it's good that we touch upon this now, right? Before we go into any deeper into C++. Okay. Now, in any programming language, you have something called a local variable and a global variable, right? Does everybody know what the difference is between a local variable and a global variable? Right. Let me increase the size of the gallery so I can see more of you. Okay. All right. So
no, sorry, I don't know what the difference
okay.
is.
So Joshua, so what that means is that I got to increase the size here again. Hang on. Do you have any local variables in this program, Maddie?
Yeah, if here.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there you go. Maddie's got a variable called input, right? Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's got a variable called input, and it is declared inside of main. Yes. Inside of main.
Yeah.
Inside main is a function, just like any other function. It's just another function. Okay. The main difference between main and all the other functions is that the operating system, nothing to do with the C++. Well, it has something to do with the C++ compiler, but the operating system has an agreement with C++ saying that when you write a C++ program, the place I will start my execution, the very first instruction I'm going to execute is something that's encoded in a function called main, right? That's the only thing. So that is called the entry point of the program. Every program has to have an entry point, right? So in Python, you don't have an explicit main, but the very first line is your first statement to be executed. Yes?
Okay, yeah.
Right. So, but in Java and C++ and other languages, they say, well, you know what, we don't want to just scatter these statements around because, in fact, in C++, there are no scattered statements. Well, actually, there are no scattered statements. Every single statement has got to be inside of a module, inside of a function, right? You can't have a global, technically that's not right because, out there, outside of main, you can say int x equals 10. It'll work, but that's a very simple assignment. But you can't have statements outside of functions. Everything has to be within functions. Unlike in Python, where you can JavaScript, you can have statements, right? Scattered everywhere. So, okay. So when you have a variable that's not inside a function, but it's actually outside, that means that when that function is entered and exited, that variable is still there. That variable hasn't died. So this, if you declare a variable, can you all see my fingers? This is the opening brace and this is the closing brace of any function. Let's say main, right? Opening, closing brace. So if you declare a variable here, that point is called the vivification point. Vivify. Well, everybody know what vivify means? It comes from the Latin word viv, right? To life. Viv is life, vivacious, right? So vivified variable means that variable was there. X was there in main. Can you, hey, Maddie, can you just stick a couple of random statements before that input, right? Inside of main.
Okay.
Yeah, say, int x equals 10, and something like that. Right, some blank lines. All right. Yeah, all right. Okay, all right, so semicolon there. All right, now you see that input, if it were not in the comment, was declared on line 19. Yes. So, but input already existed before the CPU got to the instruction corresponding to line 19, meaning the compiler. So when you wrote this program and gave it to the compiler, guys, just stay in step with me because it's a very, very intricate dance here. It's beautiful. Okay. So when you wrote this program in C++, which humans can understand, you gave it to a compiler and said, hey, compiler, can you take this human readable program and translate that into machine readable thing, which I won't be able to read anymore, but the CPU can read 1 byte at a time and execute it really fast. Yes. Okay. Now, when the compiler looks at your program, it translates it line by line, right? Or block by block, it translates it like that. Now, when it encounters input, it says, oh, you know what? There is a variable called input and it's 4 bytes because integers are 4 bytes on this, I think 4 bytes on this architecture, right? 4 bytes. So I need to allocate space somewhere in memory, 4 bytes, right? And remember from now on that those 4 bytes correspond to this. If that changes, the value of input changes. Are we together so far? Okay, so that is there already. However, even though that is already there, the moment the program starts executing, right, that is not live, meaning it does not let you change it until the point where it is being declared. Okay, so the CPU looks at the statement, what input, it's on line number 19, right? So until it gets to that point, you cannot use input, that variable. You can only use a variable from the point of vivification, from the point where it's declared, until, right, this is the second most subtle point and important, until the closing brace that matches the first opening brace before it. Okay, so which means that input is only alive. It's only alive from line 19 until where's the function end? Line 40, right? As soon as it hits the closing brace of main, input cannot be accessed from that point onwards, right? So it's gone out of scope. That's called going out of scope. It's in scope. If it's in scope, you can see it and you can change it and do these things. If it's gone out of scope, you can't see it, you can't change it. Does that make sense? Okay, now if you declare a variable inside a function within curly braces, essentially, if a variable is declared within curly braces, it is a local variable because our visibility of that variable is local. If you step outside of the block, you can't see it anymore. If you step outside, you can't see the input, right? You have to be inside of main in order to be able to see main. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, so that is why input is called a local variable, which main can change as to its heart's content, but other people cannot change. Outside of main cannot change because it's only restricted to main. All right, so this is a very, very important point because early programmers, right? Early programmers, what they will do is that, well, you know, I need a variable, I'll just declare it up there, like in Python and others. You have lots and lots of variables in global scope. Now, the thing is, when you have lots of these variables, it's not wrong technically because you can still get your program to work, it'll do the right things, but it gets horrendously hard to maintain after that, right? Because if you take a large project, which has, you know, a couple of million lines of code, and you're probably responsible for 100,000 lines or 10,000 lines, right? So you're going to write this. And suppose you use global variables in your 10,000 lines of code and you publish it in your company documentation, right? And someone out there decides to change the value of that variable without you knowing inside of your function. Then your function is not going to behave correctly, yes? Because a global variable on which you depend has been changed without your knowledge, yes? Okay, so that is the drawback of using global variables, right? And you can use global variables now, but you'll get bitten, right? And you'll see why it is bad to use. And I think it's the best thing to do, right? The best thing, because many quarters I've said to students, don't use don't use globals, use locals. And they don't really appreciate it. They don't know, right? Because until you've been bitten, you don't know, right? And so I think what you should do is just, you know, if you want, use it. And then you'll see very soon that it gets really, really hard to maintain your programs, right? Easy for the first 5 or 6 quests, but after that, it becomes harder because your programs get larger, your variables can be changed. All right, now, when your program starts up, it is automatically given, so just sort of bring back, right? So you don't use global variables, so you only use local variables, right? Now, however, in your programs, you're using a variable called cout, cin, and these guys, yes, these are objects, variables, right? Because when you call the operator or get line, you're giving it cin and something else, and you take this and put it in cin, or take from cin and put it here, or cout, take this and put. So these are global. Cin and cout are global objects. It's out there in the standard namespace, accessible to anyone who writes the program, right? So they're global objects. Yes or no? Okay. Now, if you're playing around with global objects of any kind, right? They don't only belong to you, right? They belong to a lot of people. There's 10 people in the project, 10 people, they're all going to be using cin and cout for debugging, whatever it is. So if you're using your neighbor's pots and pans, you got to make sure that they're, maintained well. You can't scrub them with, scour them and things like that. So you got to be, right? So when you're using a global variable, something that doesn't belong to you, you got to be really careful. Now, that is why cin and cout, which are global variables, if you take them like cin and says, well, cin, you're the console input. You're attached to the console, the keyboard, right? Coming in, the console is a keyboard. Going out, the console is a screen, right? So you're attached to the console, the keyboard. Here is a string. Here is a number, numeric variable, int x, right? First of all, I should never call x, and I should never use a variable called x for int, right? I think I've made this point in the previous classes. And the reason for that is because when we're programming, computer scientists are really mathematicians. Think about it. We're really just mathematicians because we're interested in proofs, minimization, and things like that. So when we write programs, it is helpful to speak the language of fellow computer scientists so that they'll understand your code easier. Now, what I do is don't use X, Y, Z for integer valued variables, because mathematicians, X, Y, Z are real on the continuum. Yes, they are on. So what we do generally is I, J, K are really fantastic choices for integers. And the moment a fellow programmer, not only just saying that they're integers, when a fellow programmer sees I, J, K variables in your program, they know instantly, not only are they integers, but they're also local integers. They're not global integers, because IJK, nobody uses them as globals. Very few people, only newbies will use IJK and things like that as global variables, right? So, so a lot of information, a meta information is conveyed from programmer to programmer without even looking at the details of the code. So, and you'll get to know all these things, right? Where how you communicate to one person from one programmer to another without, this is the second, the actual code is the second part. Okay, now you've taken C and said, read an integer into this integer variable, right? And so Cn is going to say, okay, keyboard, give me an integer. I'm going to put it in this integer variable. However, this is an error, a mistake. I even see experienced programmers, not even experienced programmers. I've actually seen this written by a professional product developer, right? A product engineer, C++ programmer, who, yeah, right. So when you read from this global resource, an integer, yeah, all right. So when you're interacting with the user, this is where I was going before. So Cn interacts with the user, yes or no? Because the user has to type something in. Now, do you have control over who's going to run your program? No, some random Joe somewhere, is going to run your program. So can you enforce your way of interacting with the program with that random person? There's billions of people out there. You can practically do that. So when we're interacting with users, it is always useful to accept the most general form of input the user gives you and then try to make sense of it outside. The reason for that is that if you tell Cn, give me an integer, the user will give you an integer, right? And Cn goes to read the keyboard and the user doesn't type an integer. They type a letter, A, B, C, D, which is what you guys did, presumably. Yeah. And from that point onwards, Cn says, oh my gosh, I was supposed to read an integer, but this tube, this pipe that's connected to me is giving me characters, not integers. So this is a bad pipe. So I should not read from this pipe anymore, right? So every pipe has a bit attached to that bit, to the pipe that says, am I a good pipe or a bad pipe? Okay. So the moment Cn says, wow, this guy is not giving me the right thing, he's a bad pipe, he'll just mark that pipe as a bad pipe. From that point onwards, every time you call Cn, you'll just fail. Because I don't have anything to read from, right? So try to read from Cn, you're not going to get anything. So, and that's not the worst of it. You just screwed up a global resource, okay? Because now the Cn has been marked with a bad bit, and it has been marked with a bad bit for every single programmer that's in this project. So nobody can. So you basically screwed up a global resource, and that is why when we want to try and read input from a user, always take total junk, right? Be prepared to accept total junk without crashing. Right? The most important criterion for programmers is to not crash, right? Don't crash the program. Now, in a lecture, I said this before, if you got to die on your own terms, okay? Meaning that, programmer types, user types in some random trash and your program died, bam, like that, surprising to everyone, to you, to the user, bad experience, okay? On the other hand, you can catch that and say, well, you know what? Cn gave me a string because I asked it for a string. It gave me a string. Cn is still good. Nobody has been, screwing around with it and marked a bad bit on it. So I got a string, but I need an integer. So I need a way to convert the string into an integer. I'll convert it into an integer and take it. Now, if your conversion of the string to integer fails, it won't affect Cn. It'll affect some, local. You can check, and so you can respond to the user and say, hey, I can't run this program anymore because I wanted an integer. You gave me a string, so I'm going to die right now. Now that is a good death, because you're not leaving the user in the lurch, right? They don't, because, if you fire up a program on your iPad or phone, and then it comes up, and then in a couple of seconds, bam, it dies again. It's a bad experience because you don't know why it died, right? So I think when you encounter an unexpected situation, being able to catch it and tell the user, I can't handle this. our contract was that you would give me this, but you didn't, right? So I'm going to die. So that is perfectly fine. So that is the reason why CN should not be messed around with. Now, however, you can use getLine. GetLine is freeform. Also, CN you can read into a string, but as you found out probably, if you read into a string, it'll only get one word. It won't get the entire sentence, right? So getLine will get everything on the line from the beginning until the new line character, until the user hits enter. Now, I highly recommend using getLine for multiple reasons. From product design perspective, right? It makes total sense because you always want to be designing a product from the perspective of the user. Now, when the user is going to type some input to your program, when in their mind, when have they given that input to you? They're typing a lot, right? They're typing, oh, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy fox, and so on and so forth. They're typing the entire sentence, right? So in their mind, have they given you the sentence as soon as they typed it in? Or or midway through? No, right? So when have you got the sentence in your hands physically, in your program physically? You only get it when the user has typed it in and hit enter, right? So from the design perspective, using getLine to get the whole damn thing is a whole lot more aligned, resonant with what the user thinks than with what would actually happen, right? So use getLine, get the entire line, right? If you want only the first word, get the first word and discard the rest, because as far as the user is concerned, they've given you the whole sentence. They're not gonna, right? So if you wanted the first word, take the first word and discard the rest, right? If you want the number, take that string and convert it into a number, and so on and so forth. Does it make sense? It's a kind of long-winded answer to CN and why CN got kind of crapped out when you typed in A instead of a number. But that is the answer. Did this answer your question?
Yeah, that's a good explanation.
Great. Hey, you should use getLine to get the whole line. And do you know how to convert a string into an integer? I'll show you two simple ways. Two simple ways. You can play around with this later. What time is it now? Yeah, we got a time. We got a bit of time. Okay. So one way is go into that program. We'll use the same program, right? You can say s equals and give it a number within quotes, right? Give it a number within quotes. Int s equals 450 or 123 or something like that. S 123 within quotes. Yeah, okay. No, that's a string, but we don't want the string. We want the number 123. So we want to convert. So there's two ways. One is if it's just an integer. If it's just an integer, it's really straightforward. There's a C library function that will do it for you. I believe. Well, let's try it because I haven't tried it in a long time. Right? Let's on the next line. You say is int n equals now this is the function we got to use itoa. No, it's a ATOI. Now, in case you're wondering what ATOI means, right? It is a holdover from the ancient C days, not even C++, right? Ancient C days when, people were trying to keep even function names really short and cryptic, right? So that is ITOA and ATOI are functions that convert from ASCII to integer and integer to ASCII. So A to I is a function, a library function that takes an ASCII string and gives you the integer contained in the ASCII string, right? And if it doesn't contain an integer, if it actually contains XYZ or ABC, it'll just give you the value 0, right? So you got to check for these, but we'll assume that it's going to have an integer. So you say S as a parameter. You're going to pass S as a parameter, semicolon at the end. Now you can see out the value. You can say see out n equals and then the value of n, right? And tag it within quotes, n equals and then the value of n. Hey, is everybody okay? I know Maddie is typing fast, and some of you are nodding your heads, but I want to make sure that nobody is left out. Okay, so how many people can I see on screen? Hang on. Okay, there's a fair number of you. Hey, Claire, are you there?
Yes.
Right. Hey, you got to check your Reddit handle. Okay, so Claire Bear ain't going to cut it. You won't get any participation points for Claire Bear.
Okay.
All right. Okay, cool. So what was I saying before that? Is everybody okay with this, right? Fernando? Yeah. Madison, Jack, and Claire? Are you guys okay with everything we've done so far?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, James, this is your first class. I didn't see you before.
I just had my camera off. This is my first class.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, cool. No worries. Great. All right. So did you print the value? Yeah, run it. We'll see. Oh, it actually did. Did you print? What does it say?
It's
You got
having
a
an
syntax
error
error there?
with this.
Hang on, I got to increase the size of the font. Oh, maybe I'll switch my glasses. Maybe that'll help. Okay.
Do you want me to change S to a string?
Oh, yes. I did I say int S?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that was a typo. String S. Okay. All right. Go right to the top of the, no, where you have a standard, under stdio.h, just include stdlib.h, right? A hash include stdlib. Now, stdlib is a library of functions like A2I, I2A, and those things. This is like hundreds of functions like that. And they're all C functions, not even C++ functions. But C++ is basically backward compatible with C. Everything that works in C will also work in C++. So in C++, we can actually use C libraries too. And we use this I2A function and A2I function. They are actually defined in the standard library, right? stdlib, lib.h. Yeah. Now, close it and compile it. Hang on. What does it say? I can't read it. Hang on. Argument. I'm going to increase the size. Okay, just give me 1 second. Right. Okay. What does it say? Const char star to argument 1 for. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. All right. So just change that string x into char star. String s into char star. All right. Type in const. For now, just bear with me. Okay. All of this, I guarantee, will make total sense to you in just a couple of lectures. But I'll explain what this is. Right. Const char star s. All right. Now it'll work. What that means is that. All right. So what that means is that so you see that S is a string in C++. In C, right? In C, a string is basically just an array of characters. I think we talked about this before. An array of characters, and it's basically the address of the first character. I think we did this last class, right? So if you have a string in memory, that string is basically represented as just a memory address. Byte number 4702, right? 47200 or something like that, right? So that is a string. That's how it worked in C. Now C++ came along and said, you know what? The native strings, which are just arrays of characters, fine. But sometimes I make many copies of strings. I want to take chunks of strings, and I don't want to. If I have like a million character string and I want to make a copy of it, but I'm not going to change the copy, why should I copy a million bytes unnecessarily? Right? I could just keep that one string and have another little box here that says I'm actually masquerading as a string. This is my value, and you point to the old string, right? And it's safe because that person is not going to change the old string. They're just going to read it, right? So you can make all these clever things part of the the language, as it were. So you can define a string class, a string object, which basically takes the native C++ C pointer, the address, and adds on lots and lots of little niceties on top of that, saying, well, it's not just a pointer. If you make a copy, I won't copy the entire contents. I'll just increase a reference counter somewhere and give you a make-believe string. And all these things, all these nice things are built on top of C, a C string, which is just your thing, right? And that is what our string is. But unfortunately, A2I and I2A, right, they are C functions, right? They don't know about the string. So they need to be given the raw character pointer. And there's another way to do it. To turn that back into a string from const char star, I'll show you how to do it, right?
Okay.
Right. Now, obviously, it didn't work before, right? And that's the reason. The reason it didn't work before was because, A2I expected a character pointer. The native, the core, the heart, right? It needed that character pointer, but string is not a character pointer. However, because the string is basically a sophisticated data structure which hides the character pointer inside of it, C++ gives us the ability to extract, reach inside the box that is string and pull out the character pointer and use the character pointer as though it was a C string, right? So C++ gives us the ability to do that. And the way you do that is instead of saying, where's the A2I line, right? Instead of saying S, you're going to say S dot C underscore str, and then open close parentheses. Now, C underscore str is a function that has been defined by C++ designers and attached to the string class, right? Which says that if you have a string, you just call the .c underscore str method on that string. I'll go inside the string, get the address, the memory address where it's stored, and give it to you. That's what it says, right? So that's what. Now, if you run that, it'll still run. It'll work. It doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it's good.
So does that make sense? Now, if you have, and then also, you know, the other thing is if you have lots of words, you know how to get the whole line now, which is the entire sentence, right? As opposed to the first word, which CN will give you. And so in your assignments also, you will find that when you have to accept user input, try to be conservative and safe and robust to make sure that your programs don't screw up global resources like CN and cout. Use get line to get the entire thing. Always, when you're interacting with the user, allow the user to do the worst possible thing they can do, right? Not the worst possible, not hit the computer with the hammer. They're not going to do that, right? But when you're expecting input, allow the user a great deal of freedom, right? If you tell the user, no, this is the only thing I'll do, anything else I won't, they're not going to like your program so much, right? So, right, the more freedom you give people, the more freedom you give users, the more you know, comfortable they'll feel using a program. So when you're interacting with the user, don't crap out and die mysteriously, right? Mysterious deaths are the worst thing that people, programmers can face, right? So just be general and always ask for the user to say whatever you want, but I'm going to convert that into an integer internally, right? And those are good programming practices. They never teach these things, unfortunately, in C++ courses, right? I know people who have gone to boot camps, right? I have C++ boot camps, and they come out of the boot camp, and then you interview them sometimes, and they're lacking some of these basic things. Of course, you know, you can argue that, you know, these are things that you'll pick up on the job, right? So you get hired as an intern, and then you will play around, and some senior programmer will teach you these things. You pick these things up over a year or so. But by knowing these things, you can actually increase your chances of you know, getting your first job that doesn't have to be so basic, right? Because you know already how to make a robust program. You know how to think from the perspective of the user. That is the most important thing, right? Thinking from the perspective of the user is the hardest, because many times when we're programming, we're deep in the trenches. We cannot see the external world, right? We're thinking about the whole thing from the perspective of the vision we have in our head, which is the ideal program, which doesn't have any bugs and happy users, right? So, and we're building towards a dream. So it helps to always think from the user's perspective. And it's something that we have to train ourselves to do, which is basically every time you write something, just imagine yourself running the program and saying, well, if I was a totally naive user, would I be happy with that, right? And chances are that you'll find out. Sooner or later, you'll find out eventually, right? Maybe not immediately, but eventually you'll find out. And in a couple of years, maybe, it'll just become second nature to you. You won't even be thinking about it, right? So you'll be coding, but you'll be coding from the perspective of the programmer and the user at the same time. You're not going to be consciously thinking about it, right? And that's when beautiful stuff starts to happen, right? Because creativity, I have found, requires 100% of your mental juices, right? So all 6 cylinders or all n cylinders have to fire in order to be totally creative. Well, you can be creative otherwise too, but you know, to be totally creative, you need to be totally free. And so on, totally worry-free, right? Because if you have worries of any kind, you can't be 100% creative, because you got to allocate 10% of your mental cycles to take care of what if, right? That what if is a dreadful thing, right? So as humans, we're always trying to avoid what ifs by making everything predictable, right? So if I can have something that is just going to work without me having to step in and fix things up, I'm happy with that. So then I can concentrate on what I want to do, right? I can do cool things and nice things because I don't have to worry about the nitty-gritty details and things that could go wrong. So does that all make sense? Was this a useful class? I know I wasn't here for a good deal of the class, but yeah. All right. I hope this was useful. Hey, by the way, a couple questions. Did you guys enjoy today's format when you guys picked up the screen? You guys were driving. I was just on the sideline. It's fantastic, right? So you guys are talking to each other and guiding each other, making mistakes and learning from the mistakes, and trying out cool new things, right? Which even I hadn't planned to introduce today. You tried those. So that is advantageous to me because now I know that tomorrow or next class, oh, wow, these guys already know about these things, right? So I can just make a brief check to make sure that everybody knows about these things and continue, rather than introduce these things from first principles. Say, wow, this is how, in order to know how CN works, let's start with, the quantum mechanical field around the electron, right? And then derive everything from there, right? So it's possible technically, but, we don't want to do that, right? So if since you know these things, I don't have to belabor, waste your mental cycles, right? Talking about these things, and it's fantastic. If you guys like this, here's what I propose, right? Starting from next class, why don't we do this, right? It's not like I'm going to be away. I'm going to be there from the beginning, right? Except as soon as 8:05, 8:08, max at 8:10. Okay, one of you take over, and I'll just be sitting around. Right? I'll be hearing you, right? I'll be listening, and if you call me, I'll come back. But if you have a question, and unless that question is specifically addressed to me, hey, Anand, what's the answer? I'm not going to answer it, right? Because you may ask a question. Maybe it's intended for Neil or Jared, or right, someone else might answer the question. So I'm not going to answer any questions unless you direct the question specifically at me. I'll be around, right? I'll be around here if that works. If not, I'm perfectly happy, right? And the thing is, what you can do in order to make this happen.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt real quick. I have another class. Is it fine if I leave?
Totally, Neil.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
And this is going to be recorded, so you can check out the last few minutes.
Yeah, today's format was great. I'd love to do it again if possible.
Oh, let's do it next. Let's do it on Tuesday.
Right.
Same format. I'll be around. The way to keep going with this is at least a couple of people who are planning to drive, take about half an hour to look at that little chart in the syllabus, which says what we're going to be talking about that week. Yeah, I think it's like point here, it's one, classes and loops and branching, right? Pick that topic, locate the, the LOSIF notes. I've linked to it from Reddit, or even the textbook, right? And just read through it, and then save your experimentation for later, right? Unless it's an experimentation you can't keep yourself from, save your experimentation to do in class with everybody else. But it'll be useful if you just, reasonably familiar. You don't have to be experts at it. You're reasonably familiar with the material, so that when you come here, you're going to say, hey, guys, today's class, let's try an experiment with looping. Okay, so today you did CN experimentations, right? And these things, that's gone now, right? Hopefully you're good with that, right? So next on Tuesday, let's say we're going to try branching statements, if statements, right? If and switch statements. So maybe you'll read about that, and then come here and say, let's try some branching statements. And then you ask, hey, are there interesting problems to try with branching statements, right? And if you're stuck for interesting problems, here's a problem. On my Facebook feed yesterday, right? Was it yesterday? No, actually, it was the day before yesterday on my Facebook feed. There is a guy who makes these very interesting videos. So I subscribe, and every single video I've seen from him is very nice, right? And the channel, I think it's called Veritasium, Veritasium. Yeah, and it's a nice channel. And so I saw a video on that channel day before yesterday, and it's called a 3n+1 problem. So write it down, 3n+1 problem.
Oh, I just watched that video. I just watched that video.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool, great. So you can drive. Oh, well, you're driving today, but you can co-drive, or or step in and help the driver. So 3n+1 problem. Google it, search it. It's very easy. All you have to do is ask the user for a number, right? They give you a number, and then I think this is what it is. I'm just reading out from memory. Is if the number is odd, you're going to do 3n+1, 3 times the number plus 1. That's your next number, right? And if that's obviously an even number, right? Because 3 times an odd number plus 1 has got to be an even number, right? So but if the number is even, you're just going to divide by 2. So you go 3n+1, divide by 2. 3n+1, divide by 2, right? So now here is this interesting conjecture, right? Some guy, I've even forgotten, right? So, and you can watch the video. You can watch it. Maddie can post the link to that Veritasium video for you guys to enjoy. So the conjecture is that no matter what number you start, you always end up at 1, right? 1, 2, 4, some loop, and you end up at 1. No matter, right? Whatever number you start, you're going to jump, and come here. Now, this is a very strong conjecture, right? It's a very strong conjecture in math, because it's saying two things. It's saying that, there are no loops. There are no loops that are not connected to one. Because if you get stuck in a loop that's connected to one, you're never going to get one. You'll just be in that loop. Yes? So how do you prove mathematically that there's no loops? Now, to this day, there is no mathematical proof. However, people have been doing empirical experimental testing. So people have been trying huge numbers, 10 to the 500, or I don't know, some huge number, right? So huge number, and they've shown that every single number converges, bam, to one. So what you can do next class is read up about this and write a little program to do the 3n plus 1 and say, and ask the user saying, give me a number. And then take that number, and then immediately in your program, you're going to do, if it's even, you're going to divide by 2, odd, 3n plus 1, and then next, until you get to 1, and you're guaranteed to get to 1, right? And then you print it all out and say, I started from your number, I went to this. I started from that, went to this. Start from this, went to that. Bam, and eventually ended up at 1. So it's going to be like 50 or 60 lines for each number you put in, but it's going to be interesting, right? Because you can see, and then you can post it as a challenge to all the other programming students, saying, all right, here's a program. Can you input a number that will not end in 1? Meaning, can you input a number that will make my program not terminate? Right? Because every number is guaranteed to terminate. Maybe it'll terminate in a huge amount of time. Maybe some big number, and it'll terminate in a couple of centuries. But it will terminate, yes? But so the challenge you're posing to fellow programmers is, I have a program. Now, if you input a number that disobeys the conjecture, my program will not terminate. It'll be stuck in an infinite loop, right? For every other number, it will not be in an infinite loop. It is guaranteed to terminate. It's a very strong statement to make, right? Mathematicians like to make these statements. Very strong. This is absolute proof. So, but it's not absolute proof. Think about it, because what we're doing is just empirical. It's because this, I don't know how many of you have done philosophy classes, but in philosophy you have two major classes of arguments, right? Arguments, one is inductive and deductive, right? Deductive arguments is what Sherlock Holmes is supposed to do, is if this is true, then this is guaranteed to be true. That is deductive. That rules mathematics and logic, right? The other kind of argument you can make is that this is true most of the time, so it's got to be true again, right? So the sun is always rising in the east. It's going to rise tomorrow also, right? So also that is true, but it's not 100% true. Because maybe that comet they discovered yesterday, right? Maybe it accelerates and hits the earth and makes it rotate the other direction. So it's not 100% true. So that is called an empirical truth. An empirical truth has a slim chance of being false, but a logical truth or an inductive or deductive truth, no chance of being false. If the premises are true, the conclusion has to be true. There's no way it can be false. So here, what you're going to be doing is basically creating a program that will help a fellow scientist, like not a mathematician, like a scientist, like computer programmer, test out huge numbers of numbers and find out everything terminates. How am I going to get Maddie's program to get stuck in an infinite loop, right? So they'll write a program giving you lots and lots of numbers and wait. So that's cool. It doesn't have to be this, okay? So this is basically, it does looping as well as branching statements, but maybe you look around on the web and find another program like that only uses branching statements, and you do that. So the scope is literally endless. I'll also think about a few other programs, and if you're stuck, I won't I won't name these. I won't nominate problems to solve, but I'll just come with them in my head, hoping that you will already have these problems you're going to be working on. But if you guys find yourself stuck with nothing to work on, you can ask me and I'll give you a new problem. Is that okay? All right, so good. I'm very happy and I look forward to seeing the whole video later on today. And I hope this class was useful. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. By the way, you guys have to be questing, right? You have to be questing, and I'm not seeing a great deal of questing activity this week. Also, you have to be participating on the Reddit, because 1.5 points, participation points, will expire at the end of each week. And by the way, those of you who haven't completed the preliminary tasks, you have to do it as soon as possible, right? On Sunday, I have to drop students who haven't done the quiz. Not quiz. Yeah, not the data rep quiz, but the prep quiz and then the intro post in Canvas. Those are necessary. Otherwise, because we have a spate of false enrollments to get money and funding and scholarships, so we got to be extra careful. Instructions, right? To make sure that there are no free riders in class who are just here for the money. So I will be dropping students who don't complete these essential tasks. And by the way, those of you, has everybody completed the data representation quiz by now? Everybody? No, no? Okay. All right. So aim to complete the data representation quiz by the end of this week. As you will see, everybody has 2 attempts. Everybody has 2 attempts. Here's what I would recommend. Save the other attempt till the last, week 10, week 11, week 10, right? Do one time now and take the other one closer to week 12. Or, I can reopen the tests and midterms in week 11 for you guys if you want. So everybody gets another chance in the final week. Yeah, the reason I didn't want to do that is because, final week, most of you want to be studying for the final exam, and you don't want to be going back to AC or data rep quiz. But if you want, I can reopen the data rep quiz and the midterm in week 12. Yes or no? Okay. All right. Cool. Great. I can do that. In fact, I'll set a reminder for me. Hey, Google, remind me to open up the exams on December 1st. December 1st?
Okay, open up the exams. This will be for December 1st. At what time?
8 a.m.
I couldn't verify your voice, so I can't set any reminders.
Wow.
You can either try again or verify your
I'll
voice
take care of it.
messages
I'll
in
take care of it.
Google Home app.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, guys. So it was a fun class, and I'm glad I made it back in time to be able to enjoy at least the tail of this class. I'm so grateful for to all of you for coming to class. Because the more people there are, the better programming experience will also be. You're bouncing ideas off each other. So thank you all so much, and have a great weekend. Remember to do the quests, complete the quiz, the data representation. Don't wait until the last week, right? Complete the quiz, do the quest, and then on Tuesday we will start working on branching statements. And if you guys want, you can also do looping. However, if some of the other statements, some other students who are not here today, right? There's only like 9 of you here. Other people who are not here, not comfortable with looping, you can't do looping in this class, right? So while you're typing your program and you have a loop, you got to ask, hey, is everybody okay with looping? Can I use looping? And even if one person says no looping, then you just go back and try something with only branching. Yes? Great. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So I will look forward to seeing you all again in 5 days. All right. Enjoy the weekend. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
you.
Anand,
Yeah.
how many quests should we be doing? Like
each day?
Yeah.
Each week?
Yeah, each weekish.
Yeah, so you have 9. You have 9 total quests. Now, quest number 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy ones. Okay.
Yeah, I've already done most of them.
Right, 5 slightly hard, not too hard.
Okay.
6 onwards, it'll get challenging, and you can expect that quest number 6 will take you approximately 6 to 7 times the amount of time you spend on quest number 4.
Okay.
Right? So quest 4, if you took like 5 hours for quest 4, you'll probably take 20 hours for quest 6. However, when you get to quest 7, you probably won't take 20 hours. It will be more like 18 hours, 10 hours.
Okay,
First,
so
when you
there's
jump,
a big ramp up. Okay.
that will be, right? So that's week 6 after the midterm. After the midterm. So, but aim to get quest 6 as quickly as you can, right? Do 1 per 2 days at most, right? You don't put off anything more than 2 days. These are simple quests, right?
Yeah, they're super easy. Okay.
All right.
All right. See you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Mr.
Hey, Fernando, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Fernando, you didn't code today.
Yeah, I'm really stuck. I don't. I'm confused. I was wanting to talk to you since last class too.
I'm sorry. This is.
Yeah, I'm really confused. I was wanting to talk to you since last class.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, sure.
I don't know if you have office hours. I mean.
Yeah, you can have an office hour, in a half hour if you want. However, we won't be looking at quest code, okay? So we can talk about your concept difficulties, and I can point you at places where you can experiment or read up to strengthen yourself in those areas. But we shouldn't be looking at quest code. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's okay with me. The thing is that I have work in about an hour, so I won't be able to. Do you?
When do you want? When are you free?
Are you free tomorrow?
What is tomorrow? Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do tomorrow.
Like around what time?
How about 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay.
All right. Okay.
I also have
great.
one question.
Yeah,
For I haven't I'm stuck on quest 1.
Oh, I see. You have to get past quest 1 because quest 1 is really simple. Maybe Hiram can just help you. Just quest 1. Yeah, okay. So Hiram will help you just get through quest 1, which is basically just taking the code that people have been writing in class and dumping it. So if you're having trouble with quest 1, it's just the mechanics of dropping the file and looking at the results. And Hiram will help you.
And
yeah, if not, we'll take it, another level on Tuesday.
And
or tomorrow.
And do I get full credit if I turn it in on the freeze dates, or do you take off credit?
If you turn it in on the freeze date or before the freeze date, you get full credit. Yeah.
Okay, that's week 4, right?
No, it's the week before the midterm.
Okay.
I think it's week 5.
Week 5. Okay. Thank you, Mr.
No, don't, Fernando, don't ask me. I'm worried that you asked me that question. Yeah, don't put it off until then.
Oh no, yeah, no. I'm just asking because I'm worried because if I turn it in late.
Don't worry, okay? Because you're in class, you're participative, and you want to learn. It doesn't matter if you're a bit late. I'll cut you some slack. Extend deadlines for you and so on. But you have to keep on it, right? As long as you keep on it and promise to yourself that you will complete the whole thing by the end of the quarter.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Meaning just putting in work, whether you understand it or not, with the hope that it will come to you, right? So I think that's the most important thing. If you keep on practicing, if you promise to keep on practicing, you won't have any problems.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hernandez.
All right, cool, great, no worries.
Bye.
Hiram, you good?
Could I ask one last question before I go?
Sure.
So in quest 3, I was having trouble making a separate main.cpp file to run everything. So I just did all the tests.
Separate main.cpp.
Yeah. So I was just running everything in the main down there, and that was really annoying, honestly. So
the quest 3 uses functions, right?
Yeah. It's the one that has like 6 different functions that have.
And then you're not supposed to turn in the main.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. Okay, so what IDE are you using? Xcode or VS Code or?
Well, I'm doing everything in command line with it.
Oh, that's fine. Even better. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, I can.
All right, share.
Here. Okay, so this is a different file this is the test file I was working on. Let me just get out of here. And then oops. And cd quest 3. Then what was it again? Yeah.
Where's your main? I don't see any main.
I didn't make it because I couldn't
Okay.
figure it out. So I have all of the functions already done.
Great.
And I tested them so they work.
All
and
right.
I made like
Move your
test
main.
functions.
Create a main.
Okay. Main. Okay.
All right. So hash include IO stream and all those things. Yeah.
Include IO stream.
Okay. Now in your main, int main. Yeah, and just call one of your functions. It doesn't have to be correct. Just call your functions. We just want to make sure it compiles and runs. Yes.
Okay.
Just go to your file. Go to your file. Go to your other file. I'll tell you what to type. All right, go to your other file. Min of 5. Okay, let's call min of 5. All right, just go to your main. All right. So let's say int min equals min underscore off underscore 5. This is the function, right? This is a function you wrote.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's just give it 5 numbers right there. It's not comma separated, yeah. And say -2 or something. Yeah.
-2.
Yeah, you can say -2. No, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay.
All righty. Now cout min. Now you say cout min equals min. Okay.
Like that?
Yeah.
And then just call
it. Compile it. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Where's your branching? So you didn't give it branching.
No, I did
So,
not.
yeah, so type in G++.
Oh,
Yeah, up arrow. Hit the up arrow.
okay.
All right, now backspace until left arrow until you get to before the O, -O.
-O, okay.
Yeah, now type in B and then tab, capital B tab,
Okay.
dot and tab again.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, now that should work.
Oh.
Right, because the compiler doesn't know,
Oh.
right? The compiler. Oh, that's nice. Go back to your file. It's all the compiler is saying is that, oh, you're calling a function, but I don't know that there is a function like that. So I'm not going to. So go back to your main. Go back to your main.
Okay.
All we need to do here is tell the compiler, hey, compiler, when you're compiling my main.cpp, you will see that it calls this function min of 5. Don't freak out. Don't freak out, right? Because min of 5 is there, just not in this file. It's in a different file. You'll see it. Okay. So we need to tell the compiler that. How you say tell the compiler that is making what is called a forward declaration. Right. So what you can do is under using namespace standard, right? You can basically say int space min underscore off underscore 5, and then it takes 5 integer arguments. Yes.
Yeah.
So you can basically say int comma int comma int comma int comma int. No, you don't say int one. You just have to say, because to the compiler you're going to say this is a function that takes 5 integers and returns an integer. That's all the compiler needs to know. So it doesn't need to know the exact values, because the exact values you don't know, right? You only know that at runtime, right?
Okay.
So now it'll compile. It's just save it and then up arrow a couple of times. Yeah, it'll work now. Right, as you can say /main and it'll print. Wait. Oh, you didn't delete the main from the other function?
Oh yeah, I didn't. Oops.
Just comment it out for now. Just comment.
Okay.
Did you do FG? Are you leaving and entering Vim every time?
Yeah.
All right, I'll show you what to do. Right, to go into this file. All right, get rid of the main or comment it out. Comment it out. I think it's right at the end.
I have a lot of excess functions, so maybe I could just.
That's okay. Doesn't matter. Don't just main. Just get rid of main. Main is the only problematic one.
Okay. Okay.
Just comment it out. Yeah. Use a block comment. Go to the line above main.
I actually don't know how to block comment in Vim.
Yeah. Go to the line above main.
Okay.
Hit / and a star. Not there. Oh, you have the insert. This is VI, right? So hit I, correct. So right. And then at the very end.
Of course, that's what you can do.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did not think of using a multi-line comment for this.
Yeah. This is a multi-line comment. Yeah. There you go. Now it'll work now. It'll work now.
Okay.
Oh no, go back to the file. I wanted to show you this thing, right? So here's what you're doing, right? Every time you're doing WQ and then entering. So it is actually a big load on the shell or operating system. Load up Vim every time, even though it's going to be in memory. The one easy way you'll find that saves you as a programmer.
Can you do this?
No. Just be in main. No changes at all. Hit Control Z.
Control Z.
Mm-hmm. There you go. All right. Now your Vim process with the buffer that is editing is still there in memory. Nothing has changed. It's right there.
Oh, okay.
But it is in the background. It's BG. It's in the background, and now so you're foregrounded the shell.
Okay.
Did you type? Yeah. Right. So now, if you want to go back to that program, all you need to do is just say FG, meaning whatever is in the background, what I put in the background, bring it back to the foreground. You say FG.
I see.
Yeah. Enter. There you go. Bam. Okay. And you're exactly where you need the cursor. Everything is saved, right? No, it's like a cryo freeze, right? Like a time jump. You come back and the world is like 50 years older. You're the same, right?
Okay. So I might want to save before I do that, though, right?
But you don't have to, right? Because it's still there. You can save it anytime you want.
Okay.
The program, the Vim hasn't.
I see.
Died. Vim hasn't died.
Right. It's just a background process. Okay.
It's just a background process. Yeah, and it's really powerful because now you're only editing a small file, right? But
but if it's
in the future, you'll be editing 15 files at once. Yeah. In the same Vim buffer or Emacs buffer, you'll have 15 files open at the same time. Right? And you'll be editing this and changing that and so on and so forth. And now imagine if you had to quit and come back, what a pain that's going to be. Right?
Yeah.
So there you'll find this basically saves your ass, right? So you just
can you have multiple. Can you have multiple background things?
You can have as many as you want, right?
And so how would you choose which one?
Do that, right? So let's Control Z out of this. Now let's create another background process. Just say sleep 500, sleep space 500, and then space, put an ampersand after that.
Oops.
Ampersand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Now hit enter. Now ampersand in Unix and Linux means run that command, but run it in the background. So even when it starts it in the background, you don't have to start it and then hit Control Z. It's now running in the background.
Oh, okay.
Now if you do FG, it'll go to the most recent backgrounded process. It will go to sleep, not go to Vim. So if you do
I
FG
see.
and enter, oh, it went to Vim.
Yep.
I hit Control Z out of this. Control Z, don't kill it. Control Z. Now, if you want to go to the sleep and not to Vim, right? Because you have many background processors, right?
Yeah,
You want to go to one particular one and not. So here you can type jobs, 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 and hit enter. It'll tell you all of the background processes.
Okay, so that's like the list.
Right
Okay.
now, you can select which one you want to go to and say FG %2, FG %2, and that
Like
puts you
that?
in sleep. Enter. So background this again, Control Z, right? So you still have two. You have jobs, you type jobs, you'll see those two processes still, right?
Yeah.
Now, you can also get into a process of your choice by not just using the process number. If you have unique names for the processes, like in this case, you know that the word branching occurs in only one process, yes?
Yeah.
So you can say FG %branch or FG.
So what's with the percent?
Yeah, FG space %BRA will also do it. Yeah, that should do it. Oh, damn, it doesn't do it. All right,
So I would have to type out the tab.
I don't know which was maybe some.
Oh, that's
shell does
annoying.
it. Some shell does it. No, I don't think so. No, you have to get the number, I think. But you can get these from the manual pages, right?
Okay,
You
so
can
what
get
the,
this
what is the
from the manual
percent?
page of Bash. You do a
Okay.
man bash, it will tell you how to foreground background processes.
Okay.
Was
Thanks.
it useful?
Yeah, very.
Great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for helping out everybody else also. And
Yeah.
any other questions I can answer?
Not really, not right now.
All right, okay. Well, you have a
Thanks.
good weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday.
Yeah, me too. My gosh.
All right,
You
okay.
too.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.